Nazia, it's lovely to see you and thank you so much for joining me on Times Network. How have you been?
I'm good. Thank you so much, Vicky, to have me on your show.
It's a
It's
pleasure,
really nice to meet you.
pleasure. Let's get it clear with the audience that how are you related to Sanjay Dutt? Because whenever we read anything about you, it starts with Sanjay Dutt's niece.
Yeah, it's the tagline of the century for my life, at least. I'm related from his mom's side of the family. His mother and my grandfather were real brothers and sisters.
Hmm.
So that's how I'm related to him. I am his chacha's granddaughter. My dad and him are cousins, basically.
Okay. So we'll come back to Sanju a little later. But tell us now,
Yeah,
you're on the brink of a movie called Tipsy, and what is it all about?
yeah. So Tipsy is basically it's a reference from the film from the Hangover series, basically. So the storyline is pretty much same where in the Hangover you see a group of boys that go for a bachelor party and they get drugged accidentally and then it's like what happened last night.
Hmm.
Tipsy is slightly coming off from that angle only. It's like a hen's party. It's a girl's bachelorette, and these girls are taking their friend for a bachelorette, and we accidentally get, drugged. And if you watch the trailer, then you see that there's a dead body that we find in the swimming pool. So it's a bit of a thriller. It's a whodunit, basically, and it's a story of what happened that night.
Okay. And how has it been shooting for this film?
Oh, it's been very, very hectic, very hectic. We started shooting for this film at the peak of summer, and we had a certain, we had a little bit of restraints when it came to schedules because we had certain locations only for a certain period of time, which sometimes meant double shifts and stuff like that. And a lot of it, like, I mean, if we have a lot of underwater sequences, so that kind of meant that we were in the pool for a lot of time also. And the scorching heat, you can only imagine the state of us, especially in us Indian sun. My character was a bit difficult to get into the skin of, especially because I had like tattoos that had been specially designed for this character. So all of that in preparation too, and the scheduling also at the same point of time where five actresses in the film. So our chemistry and us getting into skin of each character, which is very, very different. It was a lot of hard work from my co-stars, a lot of hard work from my director, and a lot of hard work from my direction and production team for sure.
Looking forward to this movie and tell us about your journey. Um, I mean, how easy or tough it has been because you come with this tagline of the century, which you said, uh, or tagline of
Yeah,
your life, Sanjay Dutt's niece.
for my life. Yeah,
So
yeah,
when you come with this thing attached that you are from an actor's family who's already so
yeah,
established, I mean, and he needs no introduction
yeah.
to anybody. So is it easy
Correct.
or is it tough?
Well, personally, from what I have been through so far, there have been times that I felt it has been easy, and there have been times that I felt it's been extremely difficult. It's been an amalgamation of both, really. Did it help me get roles? No, absolutely not. Uh, on the contrary, I felt that there was back end slight a bit of pressure that 1 second, why do you come from this family and why are you auditioning and why are you not going to the top bosses and why don't you already have an in? Because as you say, right, there's a certain perception when you come from a certain background that निकल पड़ी आपकी तो आपको क्या टेंशन है आपकी तो फैमिली आपका फैमिली का काम ही है ये but that's far from the truth where it comes to me. I've not really been brought up in the glam and the glitz. To be honest, I didn't even see my uncle growing up that much. I mean, in today's day and age, he's a busy star, like everybody knows. If I've seen him, it's always been in a family setting or kisi कोई बर्थडे हो गई या ऐसा कुछ हो गया या शादी हो रही है, तो it's always been like that. And then obviously foraying into films, I don't know, I never felt like I should go and reach out. Somewhere down the line, maybe, I just wanted to maybe prove to myself that if I'm, whether I do belong here, in my head also, I guess somewhere down the line, I had this kind of perception that will I only get films and do films because I'm coming from a filmy background, or because, I have a certain, I'm good in acting, or I can be performing, and it is my passion. So I know I can do my best, and my filmmakers know that. That was, I think, the most important thing for me by the end of the day is whatever movie that I did, or I was being a part of, it was very important for me to know that my director had confidence in me as an actor, or not because where I came from. कोई कोई लोग बोलते हैं इसके तो खून में ही होगा एक्टिंग. वो बात सच नहीं होती. I have been to acting school and I have met tons of brilliant actors, who came from no filmy background and were fantastic performers, you know. So in that case, I think my journey was like that. There were a lot of times that, I felt that a lot of projects really literally fell from the sky. एक मेरी पिक्चर है मैंने की थी मुश्किल करके. um, that film, I mean, that literally was like I got a call, and in the next 10 days, I was on set shooting. And I thought, यार कैसे कमाल हो गया, हम लोग auditions पे जाते हैं, meetings पे जाते हैं, and then we get a call back that you've been shortlisted. Then we get, okay, now you come back for another look test. And process हो जाता है. लेकिन ऐसी ये फिल्म जो मुझे मिली मुश्किल करके, तारा मीरा हो गई पंजाब में ऑल्सो, those films came to me like call आया, and in the next 10 days I'm on set shooting the film. It was that easy. And at that point of time, because obviously it was such a small time for me to process it all, I always felt like, यार what luck यार, कैसे फटक करके मिल गई, मेरी तो छक्का निकल गया यहाँ पे.
So you
But
thought,
it wasn't true, you know.
sorry to interrupt you. You thought because you're Sanjay
Yeah.
Dutt Niece, your journey has kick-started.
No, I thought I was being very lucky. I
Hmm.
thought I was being lucky, because at the same point of time, I was giving auditions. Like I said, I was giving auditions, I was getting callbacks, I was being shortlisted, I was being waited. But then all of a sudden, there was this one project that came, and, they were like, ha ha, we know that you will deliver. When I
Did they
got the
tell you that?
minute to sit,
Did they tell you that they know that who you are because you're Sanjay Dutt's niece?
uh,
Okay, we think it's in your genes.
no, yeah, obviously they knew that. But at the same point of time, the person that called them up and told them that there's this actor. She comes from this family, but she's a very good actor. She has no qualms. I've just shot with her. I've just worked with her. And she's someone who delivers by the end of the day. Uska koi, I mean, I'm just somebody, I don't look at the clock when I'm shooting. कि मेरा टाइम हो गया या ये हो गया. I've from my from my debut film, I've been conditioned to work in all sort of circumstances. So I guess because of that, much later do I find out that there was a call made by somebody who had worked with me, who knew that I was delivering by the end of the day. And which is on that basis that I got it. And also because कभी कभी क्या हो जाते हैं that you sign an actress and then they don't have dates and they have some issues or whatever. So there was always somebody walking out of that film. And, like all of a sudden, these filmmakers who invested so much in these projects needed somebody to just, be there, at that point of time, make time, kaise bhi karke, upar niche. I mean, even my South film, I started shooting for that in literally a time gap of 2 weeks, and I didn't even know Telugu. But I was on the next plane to Hyderabad, and I spent a week there just sitting and learning my dialogues and, like putting in the work. And I think that always came from somebody who knew me personally. It never came from my name. Of course, the name does help. I mean, when there is that star quality. I'm not going to deny it. But at the end of the day, I think in this day and age, it's all about deliverance, especially because, there's so much invested in films right now. There's a lot of money per day that goes in. And filmmakers sometimes have limited time, limited schedules, limited locations to do their films. So That's how I think I got lucky.
So what you're saying is basically just being Sanjay Dutt's niece hasn't helped you to get films yet. Am I right?
No, not at all. Nope, not at all.
So am I right? That's what you're saying.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. In fact, when I just started out, I did a film for Sanjay Dutt Productions,
We're just
and
coming to that. Yeah.
that yeah, at that film also, I was at that point of time going for auditions. I was giving an audition for a entirely different. It was an ad show or something, and I was in the vicinity when I heard that there was a film audition going on. I didn't know what production. I didn't know anything. I was just like, "Hey, to chalo, let's go and give it."
Mm.
And I walked in just randomly. I went for a walk-in audition, and I got shortlisted. When I got shortlisted, they told me it's Sanjay Dutt Productions. I at that point of time zipped my mouth, and I said, "Okay, that's great." And they said, then they called me in for a look test. And once my look test was complete, and the director said, "I like her. This is my character," was only when the production knew, "Arey, this is Sanju's niece." And that's how I got that role. I didn't get that role because, I called up my uncle saying hello. In fact, I said, let's not call anybody and just keep your mouth shut and let's see how it goes. I did get that uh, assignment. So yeah, made me pretty proud.
So is Sanju also protective about you, very protective about you that, okay, are you doing
Uh,
Bollywood? Very sure, because from what we have heard, I mean, of course, there's never anything that has come from him. He has
hmm,
always been a little, against the fact that his daughter should join films. Trishala, I'm talking about.
yeah. Well, that's something I've heard also. I've not heard it from him directly. I mean, where I've been concerned, I don't. He's never ever told me directly कि आप पिक्चरें मत करो या ऐसा मत करो or whatever. I mean, he's of course as an uncle, or I think even if you go to my cousin brother or if you go to my father, they will be protective. घर की लड़की है, and in the film industry, there with there we are very it's very volatile sometimes, on the in a way that, because we're so much in public scrutiny, there's a lot of trolling, Also, as an actor, I believe you see a lot of high and lows. Like if you see my uncle's trajectory, he's seen a lot of highs and he's seen a lot of lows. It takes a lot of mental strength, and I can tell you that as well because I've had some highs and I've had some lows also. To be it's a lot it is very stressful by the end of the day also, कि picture निकल नहीं रही है, screens किधर है, financing किधर है, बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी होती है. So I guess in that sense also there is that, maybe you might not want to, put your life in that, yourself in that. उससे अच्छा कुछ और कर लो, that is much more easier. Do a 9 to 5 job so you know that your money is coming in, you're financially secured, you never know whether you're getting a project. ऊपर से an actress's life is very limited, like they like to believe, like a heroine. A character's life is not, but if you're doing a lead role and also after a certain age, you know so that I have to say has changed. But given all of that, I guess there is a protectiveness. But personally, no. I mean, I he's never told me कि आप पिक्चरें मत करो या कुछ मत करो. I mean, I've always made my decisions, and my parents have always been behind me and my driving force and have supported me. And by the end of it, he has also. So ये जो that this rumor that is going on, I mean, I've never heard it from his mouth, but मैंने भी सुना है, but इतना ही है.
You haven't picked up the phone and asked Trishala.
No, I've not known her really growing up. Like I said, I mean, she's been in America. I'm here. Like I said initially, I've lived a completely different life. If they've been there, I've been here.
Hmm.
So, no, I haven't picked up the phone, asked anybody, to be honest, but yeah, I do pick up the phone and let them know when I have a release and ask them for their blessings. And that's just about it.
Are you in touch with your aunt, Manyata, Sanju's wife?
Uh, Not. too much. I mean, it's that hello, hi, hope all's well, just itna. When the film came out, so I obviously left a text message and let her know that this is coming. If you're in Bombay, please do come. So utna hai. I mean, they've moved to Dubai, so I mean, there isn't really a lot of communication as of now.
Yeah, but why have they moved to Dubai? That's one thing. I mean, they don't like Bombay anymore.
That you'll have to ask them, I think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've never asked them why they moved here or there or whatever. That is entirely,
The
I
three
mean,
of
I
them,
don't
the
really don't
three
know
of
the
them,
answer to that. So
the three of them, the two kids and Manyata.
yeah, yeah, I believe. I have no idea why they have. I mean, a lot of people are moving to Dubai these days, aren't they? I mean, सबको gold visa मिल रहा है, and I guess maybe the education for the kids or whatever could be anything. I mean, I don't know. Never
Yeah,
asked.
yeah. So, which is Sanju's best film? And I know this is a difficult question, but put your hand on one.
I have. It's a very difficult question, yeah.
Take your time. Take your time.
So Munna Bhai MBBS for sure. I think it was a complete game changer. I mean, for his not only for his career but as a character. I mean, initially Raju Hirani was going to cast Shah Rukh Khan as Munna Bhai,
Yeah,
as is very famously known. But if
yeah.
you watch Munna Bhai, I don't think anybody could play Munna Bhai like Sanjay Dutt. Uh, I think his role as Kancha Cheena also was, I think, phenomenal. I mean, I
Agnigar.
didn't. I mean, I'm somebody who likes the originals, so I wasn't very thrilled about the remake. But his character and the way he performed, as Kancha Cheena, I think was phenomenal. So those two are my like top notches where he's concerned.
Have you seen Naam?
Have I seen
Naam.
Naam? No, I haven't seen Naam.
You must see it right away.
Definitely.
Well,
Yeah,
of course, he was
it's an
young
old
and
film, no?
yeah, sorry.
It's a pretty old film, no, of his?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the 80s. I mean, that's when he began
It
his
is,
journey.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Mahesh Bhatt brought him back in a way. Uh, and I think that movie, written by Salim Khan, is
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
is a landmark.
That's good.
Is a landmark in it.
Definitely watch it.
Even Sargent, for that matter.
Sajan I watched.
Yeah, with
Sajan I
Manoj and
watched.
Salman. Yeah,
Yeah. Sajan I watched. Yeah.
yeah.
Good
So,
old days.
yeah, absolutely. Even Khalnayak, he was fantastic. There was this fight
Yeah.
between.
Khalnayak. Yeah. So Khalnayak, I think Khalnayak was what gave me the fear of God, because I remember being a very small child, and he used to always send tickets ki picture aaye jaake dekho. And I remember watching the film and looking at this character, and with his long hair, and he was quite scary for a little child. I mean, for me, he was like the boogeyman. I was like, ye to villain hai, and at that point of time, you don't really connect the dots where films are concerned, and he used to visit the house at that point of time, and I remember him walking in. I remember this because I really, really was scared of him growing up. And he walked in the full get-up of this long hair and that same walk, and I completely froze. And my mother and my aunt caught up on that because I was a very naughty child growing up. Like, I mean, मैं किसी की सुनती नहीं थी. I was jumping, running around the house, like डैडी ने भी बोल दिया बस करो तो मैं बस नहीं कर देती, मेरा लगा रहता था. एंड माय मदर एंड माय आंट कॉट ऑन टू द फैक्ट कि यार ये तो डर रही है इसको देखकर.
Mm.
तो दे यूज्ड इट फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम इन माय लाइफ सेइंग कि यू बिहेव योरसेल्फ अदरवाइज कॉल अप संजू. एंड फॉर द लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम आई वाज पेट्रिफाइड. मैं कुछ भी कर लो, अरे बिहेव योरसेल्फ तो खलनायक आ जाएगा. सो या राइट. Phenomenal for sure.
Are you in touch with Namrata and Priya?
Yeah, of course. Like my buas, definitely. I identify a lot. I mean, I look up to Priya Bua a lot. I
Mm.
mean, the kind of work she does, with her cancer foundation and, just awareness. And generally, also, I mean, I think she's fabulous. She's very easy to get along. Even Namrata Bua has also placed herself in Goa. So whenever I ask about her, she's always in Goa.
She
But
shifted.
Priya
She,
Bua,
she shifted.
no, I think it's a holiday home. I think, they keep on, they're there and then they're here, then they're there and they're here, So, but I think with Priya Bua, because her cancer foundation and everything, that I mean, she's quite active with it. So I think that kind of focuses on her being on in Mumbai, I guess. I am quite in touch with her
There's
about
one more
things.
actor in your family. I mean, if you're in touch with Namrata, there's Kumar Gaurav, and someone who I think never got his due, but was, and I think even is a fantastic actor now.
Oh, Bunty Uncle. Yeah, of course. I mean, his work, I mean, so yeah, actually, the connection I think I have with Bunty Uncle is basically because he debuted in Love Story, which was a Mirza Brothers film.
Mm.
And I debuted in a film by Mirza Brothers also.
Mm.
So his beginning and my beginning are very similar. Having said that, I think by the time I started off with acting and all, he was quite done with it. I mean, he wasn't. I think the only film was, what was that film where it was like a remake of Reservoir Dogs? Was it Kante?
Hey, Sanjay
I think it
Gupta's
was
actor.
Kante, right?
Sanjay Gupta.
Yeah, it was Karte. I think that was the only film of his that I did see. Of course, I watched Love Story because I was also doing the film at that point of time. But Love Story and Karte, I think, are the only two films I have watched of Kumar Gaurav. Not really watched too much.
So
I'm really disconnected with
I recommend it
my
again.
film
I
background.
recommend it again. See Naam. You'll not only get Sanjay Dutt there, but you'll get Bunty Uncle also.
Definitely. I'll definitely give it a watch.
They had equivalent role, and I don't know who was better.
Yeah.
It was so well made, so well enacted.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I have obviously grown up with stories, and I have been told. I mean, I know that Bunty Uncle was quite a phenomenon when he came out. Like when he debuted. I mean, he was a superstar at
Yeah.
that point of time. So, of course, I have seen him. Here and there. He still. I mean, there's something about uh, you know these actors that they're forever, they're always glowing, and they're always, it's amazing, it's quite amazing. You can tell that this is a superstar.
Yeah. Hmm. So your movie is called Say Yes to Love.
uh the movie that I'm doing
Oh, yeah, the
when I
one which you
debuted,
did,
yeah, it
the
was
one
called
which
Say
you
Yes
did
to
in
Love.
2012. Has
Yeah.
Nazia said yes to love? Is she dating anybody?
No, I'm not dating anybody. No, I haven't said yes to love yet.
Okay. So,
You got me blushing all of a sudden. I wasn't expecting that question.
okay. So, what's next after Tipsy?
Well, I have a couple of films that I have completed, which are kind of hoping for an OTT release.
Hmm.
Uh, the I still have to. I mean, the announcement of the film has to be made by the production house, so I can't say much. But at the same point of time, I am also looking for a lot of roles. I want to do web shows now, some kind of focusing my feelers onto that section. OTT, as you know, has really been a game changer. From where I see it as an actor, there's so many characters that it has given, it's paved the way, and a lot of opportunities. I mean, personally, I watch a lot of web shows. I binge on it, literally, and I am kind of having my fingers crossed and hoping and praying that I land something soon.
Which is your favorite one?
Currently, I've really loved Sanjay Bansali's Hira Mandi. I binge watched the entire season. I
Mhm.
think it's phenomenally made. Each actor has done such a great part. The sets, the costumes, everything. It's absolutely. Have you watched it, Hira Mandi?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I watched it
It's
not in one go, but in two goes. But yeah, it's fabulous.
yeah,
He never
it's phenomenal. The
compromises.
storyline.
Compromises uh, on the direction.
And
Anything in the frame. Anything in the frame.
yeah, not at all. Each and every frame Bansali Saab makes, it's like a work of art. It's like his productions are always like you're in Paris in the Louvre or something, with just phenomenal costumes and the characterization, each character. In fact, Sonakshi, I mean, I've absolutely loved her performance in Hira Mandi.
Yes,
Manisha
very
Koirala
good.
looks
Very.
timeless, completely timeless. She looks phenomenal in the show. So yeah, currently Hira Mandi is like my favorite.
Thank you, Nazia, and I wish you all the
Thank you
best.
so much, Vicky.
I wish you
Thank
all
you
the
so
best.
much, Vicky.
I think you just have to look over
This
your
has
shoulder,
been
and you have two lovely actors in your family.
Thank you so much. I'll definitely look. I'm pretty sure I do.
Thank you. Stay in touch.
Thank you so much. Definitely. Take care. See you. Bye.